Now, I don't even know if I'm allowed to talk about this because I'm not really in the music space, but this Anthony Fantano video, man, it just sucks, bro. I love when you rage with me. Before I even start this video, I'm going to be talking about myself and why I feel like I should be allowed to talk about this situation, so if you do want to skip this, go for it. The time shown on the screen is where you can go to, and yeah. But I do think it will be helpful if you know the context of what I'm going to talk about later in the video, but whatever, do what you want. Skip forward if you want to. Okay, I've been a Kanye West listener for the best part of 10 years, I think, thanks to my mom's amazing music taste. And I guess I didn't know how influential that man would be, like, to me. Like, from the college dropout playing in my mom's car versus me now being a Kanye superfan. Like, I watched the entirety of the Kanye West Iceberg videos. That is a combined time of almost 10 hours. That makes me sound like such a loser, Jesus Christ. But skipping from when I was like a young kid to around 2019, this is the point where I think I can say I was a Kanye West enjoyer. The first album I listened to from him in full, I think, was Graduation. That or The Life of Pablo, because the banger, which is Father Stretch My Hands Part 1, what a song. But I think that was trending at the time, so that probably contributed to why I listened to that album first. But from that first listen, he released Jesus is King, which I did listen to, and I didn't really like that much at the time because, well, I'm not a Christian. But after a little while of listening to The College Dropout, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, learning more about his life and his artistic changes through his career, I grew to actually enjoy Jesus is King. And to this day, I think it's a good project. It's his worst project, but it's very good. Now, I don't want to yap for too long, so I'm going to be moving forward to the release of Donda. And I loved it. I listened to Playboi Carti at that point for a little while, so I think that's maybe why I got more into Kanye. I don't remember. Like, there's videos on a very old channel of mine. No, you're never gonna fucking know it. It's so bad. But there's videos of me with Playboi Carti playing in the background from like early 2019. So maybe late 2018 is when I finally heard Carti, which makes sense because Dialect came out. But anyway, this has nothing to do with Kanye. But I loved Donda, and in the 3-year time period between Donda and his new project Vultures, I listened to all his albums and enjoyed every single one. And if you wanted to know, here's a tier list of all the Kanye albums, in my opinion. Okay, please be nice. As time went on, I enjoyed all his production styles, whether it's the trap sound of Donda 2 or the chipmunk soul sound of The College Dropout. My personal favorite project, by the way. Or even the harsh, loud, I guess you could call it noise of Yeezus, which went on to inspire many artists today using the harsh bass like Ken Carson, maybe Osama Sun, and also albums in the past like Cherry Bomb by Tyler the Creator, Testing by A$AP Rocky, and maybe even Whole Lotta Red. Anyway, this video is not about how influential Kanye West is, as much as I want it to be. This video is about Fantano. Now, I mostly disagree with the stuff that Fantano says, but his and my album rankings, for Kanye anyway, are kinda similar. Not really, but take that as you will. But normally, I do just respect his opinion. He didn't like, what was it? My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. He didn't like Yeezus that much either. And me personally, I enjoy those albums, but I do understand where he's coming from. I get why he doesn't like them, you know. But this new video he released is awful, in my opinion. It's terrible. His worst video he's ever put out. Maybe even worse than giving My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy a light 6. But yeah, that's basically why you should listen to what I'm saying. Whether you will anyway is beyond me. You probably won't. If one person does, then that's why you should, I guess. Now in this video, I'm gonna be kind of dissecting his video, I guess you could say. I mean, if you want to be more specific, I'm gonna be dissing a bold man and backing another bold man, I guess. I didn't really think that one through. I mean, come on, what is his barber cutting, bro? But Fantano's recent review on the new album Vultures is legitimately unacceptable. But anyway, let's just play this shit.
This is completely unreviewable trash, and here's why. Question: what is even the purpose of a music review in the first place? I can say, at least in terms of my own intent, that when I do a music review, I hope to achieve a couple of things. One, give the viewer pause and cause them to think about why it is they do or don't like the piece of music or art that I'm doing an overview of. Or two, excite people to give the music that I'm talking about a try.
Okay, this is one of the only things that I'm going to be backing from Fantano because I guess these are good. Like, having morals when reviewing music is good, I guess. I don't know. I mean, it kind of promotes being biased, but then again, it's his opinion. Who fucking cares?
Those are the two things I want to do. problem, neither of those goals are possible in any scenario that involves reviewing this album.
Wait, why? Why can't you do the first one? I would have much rather have seen a video of you explaining why you dislike the album, highlighting where it could be improved, and making the audience think about why they like the album, why they dislike the album, whatever. But instead, you chose to take the moral high ground and say, I'm putting my foot down. This Kanye guy, he needs to learn his lesson. Like, just rate the album. Give it a 0. In fact, no, give it a not good. Even then, you'd still be reviewing the music, which is what your job is. Like, if you don't like the content of the album, tell the people watching why you don't, instead of using it as an opportunity to talk about the man's career.
Newsflash, since 2022, Kanye has made it his mission to go full-on anti-Semite, spouting insane conspiracy theories, talking about how he loves Hitler, and at some point, I think he realized how much he fucked up with all of that, so now he has to own this total dumpster fire he's created and boast about how people think he's anti-Semitic now, because yeah, they do. Even if he does genuinely apologize and change his behavior past this point, his public image is forever altered by all of this. I mean, you platformed a booger-eating white supremacist and have guys like this repping for you on a highway overpass.
Okay, that's fucked up, but review the music itself. It's literally your job. Like, just separate the art from the artist. It's not that hard.
This is not a can of worms a guy like Kanye is capable of closing. Not without help from someone who is willing to tell him no. But he spent this same period of time pushing away anybody who could possibly do that at this point. Especially his wife, who he has now replaced with somebody who he just like kind of parades around like she's a naked body with no personality, opinion, or voice. Something that on some level I think he's weirdly proud of, as on the very lyrics to this record, he calls her just a reference, which is maybe one of the grossest and most dehumanizing things Kanye has said about a woman on any of his songs, and it's being directed at his wife.
For someone who's a music reviewer, I am genuinely surprised how wrong you interpreted the lyric. He said, I'm not racist, it's a preference, and my bitch looking like a reference. At first glance, you might think, okay, his new wife is the reference to other people who want to look as good as her. And that's the literal meaning. It's not calling his girl nothing but a reference, because that would just be dehumanizing. It's saying that she looks like a reference, showing to listeners that she's hot, and the idea that comes to your head when thinking of someone who's hot is her. She is the reference to other people of what attractiveness looks like. I can't believe someone who's been reviewing music for 20 plus years struggles to understand basic lyrics. Like, it's not even like it's a triple entendre or something that could be interpreted 3 different ways. He's saying how it's literally meant to be seen, but anyway.
So this trajectory Kanye has been on as of late has left him with an interesting mix of fans. One, hateful psychos that actually agree with some of the stuff that he's been saying and are actually in my Twitter mentions theorizing that I'm a Jew, and that's the reason I don't really like his recent music. 2, anonymous nihilistic teenagers that don't really think anything he says or does has any greater consequence in the world, and are most likely bored and lonely and will just defend Kanye because watching him unravel is more entertaining than most things, and I guess bring some kind of meaning to their otherwise meaningless lives.
So you might think this describes me. I am anonymous, I guess. Like, I don't really hide it. If you watch through my videos enough, you could probably piece together a vague image in your head. But I am a teenager, so maybe this does describe me. No, I'm just kidding, but I do understand that his words and his actions do have a greater impact. You know, like, it's pretty bad when your own grandmother mentioned what Kanye said. She's in her 80s. So I guess I'm not counted in this. Maybe.
And 3, cultish weirdos who parasocially obsess over him and everything he does, and would basically follow him to the ends of the earth. Keep in mind, these individuals have always been in his fan base to some degree, but prior they were at least mixed in with genuine hip-hop heads.
Again, you could argue that I fall into this category too, but I'm here for the music, not the political opinion, not the wild takes which could be considered as completely and utterly racist. I am here for the music and the music only.
So yeah, there's no convincing them, which I will say is also the case for people who have left the Kanye reservation over the past several years, because there are a fair share of people who are validly pissed off about everything Kanye's been saying and doing recently, and feel like it's totally beyond the pale, and even if this record was somehow good, what am I supposed to do? Tell the Jews in my audience, "Aw, come on, man, he didn't mean it. It's not so bad. He's just a little crazy, that's all."
No. You literally don't have to tell them that. You can just say you completely disagree what he has to say outside of the music and review the music like you have done for over 20 years. Like, where was this idea when Ye dropped the album Ye? He went on a racist rant talking about how slavery was a choice and how black rappers are now free but continue to be misguided, buy expensive clothes, cars, chains, when in his words, they can't even balance a checkbook. Where was Fantano's idea like that back then? He could have made a video like this one talking about how it's completely unacceptable and that he's not going to review the music. But he didn't. He went on to review the album and actually give it an 8 out of 10. Kanye's third highest rating in his career from Fantano. Also, I completely forgot about this, but a week after Ye dropped, Kids See Ghosts came out. A week later. Where was the issues with that album and Kanye's racist behavior then? And why is there the sudden change now? He gave the album a 10 out of 10.
Now, there are some people who will say, Anthony, you're being unfair here. Separate the art from the artist. Come on now. You can't separate this crap from the music because it's in the music. Look at the lyrics. Read these words. They have meaning and they are saying things that are not good or normal. You would have to expect me to separate my brain for my skull if you think I'm just going to ignore it.
I can say the same thing about the album Ye too. Like, look at the lyrics. And he also said he won't separate the art from the artist. What's this then?
There are some artists whose personal actions I take offense with or I disagree with, or just personal politics I disagree with, and sometimes they turn up in their music, but I manage to enjoy at least some of their tracks anyway. Action Bronson, Eminem, Azealia Banks, Burzum, Varg are not key to enjoying a piece of art. Sometimes simply relating to what a song is saying or what an artist is doing in the music or outside of the music is maybe the laziest way to enjoy a piece of music, because there's no real appreciation in that equation for the sound or the performance or whatever the melody is or what the mix or the production is like. Can someone of questionable moral standing, or at least someone who does not align with my personal morals, make art that emotionally resonates with me, that I find entertaining? Over the years, there have been leagues of seedy individuals in the music industry, on stage, behind the scenes, or maybe even behind a printed page. If you want morality, pick up a book or a written piece by Plato, Aristotle, maybe a bit of Socrates or Rousseau. If you want entertainment, pick up an album.
Well, it seems from this clip that you're perfectly fine with separating the art from the artist in multiple cases in the past. How come it's different now? I think with the rise of cancel culture and the internet just being overall pretty fucking soft, Fantano just wants to morally cover his ass now, whereas a few years back, this was different. It's strange how quickly, in the grand scheme of things anyway, how quickly his opinions have changed. Why didn't you give this album a chance when you did a few years back with other questionable artists with questionable ideologies as well?
I think this comment here pretty much sums things up. We don't care as long as the album is good. His personality and what he says doesn't matter to me. I only care about the music. How do you penetrate this level of self-imposed ignorance? This person is not listening to Kanye. He's not listening to anything I or anyone has to say about Kanye. And this comment was posted after the album was released, so he's apparently not even listening to the content of the music that he supposedly cares so much about. So this argument about, I only care about the music, can't possibly be true.
Okay, this is kinda retarded. I mean, this is just retarded. What do you expect Kanye to talk about in his songs? If he didn't mention the current things happening in his life, which caused him to exile himself from the US and move to Japan, and also Italy and some other places just to get away from the media. If he didn't mention these times, you guys would be complaining too, saying, oh, he's just sweeping it under the rug. He's not addressing the real issues here. So I don't know what you expected from a Kanye West album. He's gonna be talking about the stuff that Kanye West, aka him, has done.
Especially since the music too is shit. The song Paid is one of the most unintentional.
And from this point, he just continues to review the album, which, as stated in the title, is apparently unreviewable. And also, he's reviewing an album that he didn't even listen to fully. Like, take a look at this clip.
Possible. She ride dick like a carnival.
She ride dick like a carnival. Okay, let's just continue on. Jesus Christ. She ride dick like a carnival. All right.
He went into reviewing the album pretty dismissively, like almost like he didn't even want to listen to it anyway. And plus his energy overall seems a bit standoffish. It's almost like he's trying his absolute hardest not to like the music while he's bopping his head to it, just so he can yap about the disagreements with Kanye's outbursts. But yeah, I think I'm done with this. The album, in my opinion, is pretty decent. It's not his best, but again, it's not his worst either. And apparently there's 2 more volumes coming, and best believe I'm listening to that. I like Kanye. I'm gonna continue to like Kanye's music in particular. Maybe not the stuff he says outside. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you agreed with me, smash like, smash subscribe. If you didn't, let me know why down below. If you watch this video to the end, let me know by commenting the word vultures and you'll get a shout out in my next vid. And also, I know I've done 2 rant videos back to back. It's my channel, so I just thought, fuck it, I'll just do it here. But an actual commentary video is on the way, so stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you in a bit.